Alright guys, welcome back. And today we are working on this beautiful Toyota. Yes, a Toyota. We don't know exactly which Toyota, but Toyota knows, and that's good enough for us. Now, as you can see, this bad boy has seen better days. The clear coat is doing what clear coat does when you ignore it long enough. It's peeling, it's flaking, it's basically filing for divorce from the paint underneath. So today we're going to fix that. We're going to show you step by step how to spray clear coat the right way, because there is a wrong way, and trust me, I've done it twice. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to prep your surface, how to spray without turning your car into an orange peel smoothie, and how to get a finish so clean, your neighbors are going to think you bought a new car. They won't, but they'll think it. Let's get into it. Before we spray anything, we need to clean the surface, and we're doing that with a microfiber cloth. Now you might be thinking, can I just use a regular rag? You could, but a microfiber cloth is softer, it picks up dust and grease without scratching the surface. And honestly, it just makes you look like you know what you're doing, which is half the battle. So we're going to wipe down every area we're planning to clear coat. Nice and smooth, make sure there's no dirt, no grease, no excuses. Clean surface equals clean finish. Simple as that. All right, here we go. This is the moment you've been waiting for. The first pass of clear coat. And I want you to pay close attention here, because this is where most people mess up and then wonder why their car looks like the surface of the moon. Now, we're not using a rattle can today, we're using a spray gun. And that means we have a little more control, a little more precision, and a whole lot more responsibility. Because with a spray gun, the results can be absolutely beautiful. But if you don't know what you're doing, it can also go sideways real fast. So let's do this right. First thing, distance. With a spray gun, you want to stay about 6 to 8 inches away from the surface. Keep it consistent the whole time. Too close and you're going to get runs. Too far and you're going to get a dry, rough finish that won't lay down properly. 6 to 8 inches. Lock that in. Now watch the motion. Smooth, steady, side to side, overlapping each pass by about 50%. I'm not stopping mid-panel. I'm not hovering over one spot. I'm keeping it moving the entire time. Consistent speed, consistent distance. Now here's what I really need you to understand. This first pass is light on purpose. We are not trying to cover everything right now. Think of it as a foundation coat. It's going to look a little thin, maybe even a little transparent in spots, and that is completely okay. We are building layers, and trust me, the next pass is where things start getting really good. Stay with us. Okay, so right now we're just letting that first coat flash off. And while we wait, I want to take a second and actually talk to you about what clear coat is, because most people just spray it and hope for the best. And hope is not a technique. Clear coat is basically a transparent layer of paint. No color, no pigment, just pure protection and gloss. It's what sits on top of your base coat and takes all the abuse from the sun, the rain, the bird droppings, your neighbor's kid with a bicycle. Everything hits the clear coat first before it ever touches your actual color. Think of it like a bodyguard for your paint. Now, flashing off, what does that actually mean? It means the solvents in the clear coat are evaporating. Right now, as you're looking at this panel, the clear coat is releasing those solvents into the air and starting to bond to the surface. You'll notice it goes from looking wet and shiny to looking a little more dull and even. That's normal. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. Do not touch it. I don't care how tempted you are. Do not touch it. Now let me tell you a little story. When I first started painting, I sprayed my first coat, looked at it, thought it looked a little thin, and immediately hit it with a second coat. Didn't wait for it to flash. You know what happened? Solvent got trapped underneath, bubbled up, and I had to sand the whole thing back down and start over. 2 hours of work gone because I couldn't wait 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And that's the thing about painting that nobody tells you. Patience is literally part of the process. The waiting is not downtime. The waiting is the work. Now, flash time depends on a few things: temperature, humidity, and the product you're using. On a warm, dry day like today, you're looking at about 5 to 10 minutes between coats. On a cold, humid day, that can stretch to 15 or 20 minutes. Always check your product's data sheet because every clear coat is a little different. Here's a pro tip. If you're ever unsure whether it's ready for the next coat, look at the surface from an angle in the light. If it still looks wet and glossy, wait. If it's gone to that soft, even sheen with no wet spots, you're ready. Your eyes are your best tool out here. We're almost ready for that second pass. And trust me, when you see how this builds up, you're going to understand exactly why we do it this way. All right, it's time for the second coat. And this is where things start getting really exciting. You see that panel right now? It's decent. It's okay. It's like a 3 out of 10 on the gloss scale. But by the time this second coat flashes off, we're going to be looking at something completely different. So let's get into it. Now, the second coat is where you start building real depth. Remember that first coat we sprayed? That was the foundation. That was us introducing the clear coat to the surface, letting them get to know each other, build a little trust. The second coat is where the relationship gets serious. Same technique as before, 6 to 8 inches from the surface, smooth side-to-side motion, overlapping each pass by about 50%. But here's where I want you to pay extra attention. This coat is going to be slightly wetter than the first one, slightly fuller. We're laying down a little more material this time because the surface has already been sealed by that first coat and it's ready to accept more product. Watch the gun. I'm keeping the same consistent speed the whole time. Not too fast, not too slow. Too fast and the clear coat goes on thin and dusty. Too slow and you're putting down too much material in one spot and gravity is going to pull it into a run. And nobody wants runs. Runs are the enemy. Runs will ruin your whole day. Now here's something I want you to notice. See how the panel is starting to lay down a lot flatter and glossier than the first coat? That's the clear coat filling in all those tiny microscopic peaks and valleys in the surface. Paint is never perfectly flat at a microscopic level. There's always tiny texture. Clear coat fills all of that in and reflects light evenly, which is what creates that deep, wet, glossy look that makes people stop and stare at a car. Here's a tip that took me way too long to learn. Always keep your gun moving at the same speed from start to finish on each pass. A lot of beginners slow down at the end of a panel because they're trying to be careful near the edges. And that's exactly where they get runs. Treat the edges the same as the middle. Consistent speed, start to finish, every single pass. Also, trigger control. You want to start your trigger pull before the gun reaches the panel and release it after you pass the edge. This keeps the spray pattern even and stops you from getting heavy spots at the start and end of each pass. Little things like that separate a good paint job from a great one. We're looking really good right now. One more coat after this flashes, and this Toyota is going to be wearing clear coat like it just walked out of the factory. Stay with us.